Hi, and welcome back to the Human Thrive podcast, the space where we talk identity, nervous system reinvention, and art of becoming who you were always meant to be. Today's episode is a reminder, a wake-up call that you are creating your future self right now. So I'm going to say that again. You are creating your future self right now. Not next month, not when life calms down, not when you finally feel ready, but in every moment, every thought, every behavior, every action you take now is a step either that is detrimental or it's helpful for your future self. So right now, every thought, every behavior you choose, every boundary you hold or ignore is shaping the next version of you. So your life is a mirror of your identity. Now, what I mean by that. So your life today is not a reflection, of your potential. It's a reflection of your patterns. And those patterns, they come from your identity. So who you believe you are. So you have created the life that you had now. You look around and everything that's in your life, the people in your life, where you live, how much money you earn, everything you have created. You have created this by your choices, all your life decisions, you have created this. So these patterns, these come from your identity. So who you believe that you are. So if you believe you're always overwhelmed, you'll recreate that overwhelm. If you believe you're not the kind of person who, and insert anything, your nervous system will hold you inside that identity like a cage. But our identity isn't fixed. We think it is, but it's not. That's the illusion, and we can change it. Identity is basically a story that we've accepted, and we've kept repeating it until our brain has accepted it as truth. And we're like, it's like an animal who it was caged or tied to something. Even when the tie is cut, they still stay there because they're conditioned to be in that. They don't see that they can move or they can get out. And we're like trapped in this cage, this identity of, oh, I'm not the kind of person who does that. Oh, I'm too shy to do that. I'm not confident enough to do that. Oh, I'll never have any money. Or I'll never such and such and such. So, and we accept this as truth and we don't question it. And we're literally stuck where we are in this cage. And when we realize the power we have, that we can break free of that identity and we can update our identity, oh, the freedom we'll have. So this is not woo-woo. This is neuroscience, and it teaches us that the brain rewires through repetition and emotion. So if the thoughts we're repeatedly thinking are literally, the thoughts that we're literally like thinking right now are building our neural pathways. And those pathways are what become our automatic behaviors. So, and we can change them. We can change our thought patterns. They're well established. When they're well established, it can be hard to change, but we can change them. So you're not stuck. You're conditioned. You're patterned. And this pattern or this conditioning, we can change it. So, but we need to realize we can change it and then we can change it. So your future self is already in motion. So if you think, right, who am I now? The real question is, who am I becoming? And what am I rehearsing today that creates this future self that I want to be? Because your future self isn't created in one big life-changing moment. We're creating that future self in all our wee micro choices. So the moment you say no instead of self-abandoning, you say you regulate instead of reacting. The moment you choose rest instead of burning out. The moment you choose to put yourself first instead of everybody else. The moment you back yourself instead of doubting yourself. And the moment you speak the truth instead of shrinking. So your future identity is being rehearsed right now. Every thought you think is a vote. Every behavior is a seed. Every action is like a brick in the foundation of who you are becoming. So let's choose wisely. And our nervous system, and this is the part that people miss out. If we want to change our identity, we need to feel safe. And to feel safe, our nervous system needs to be regulated. Because when our nervous system is dysregulated, we don't feel safe and we will be pulled back into these old habits, old identities and old patterns. Even when our mind craves growth, we'll come back to this place. Because even when it's uncomfortable, it's our comfort zone. It feels familiar and feels safe. Familiarity feels safe, even if it's not what we want it to be. So your cage might be comfortable because it's familiar and you don't know what's outside it and you're nervous about what's outside it. And so you think the cage is comfortable, but we don't want to be caged. We want to be out here exploring all the other opportunities. But we need to we need to calm our nervous system. So this is the Human Thrive method I'm teaching now, and we need to calm our nervous system to feel safe, to be able to step outside that cage or outside that identity. And this is why the reset work is so powerful, because when you regulate, you create space for a new identity to land. So a regulated body gives you a clearer perspective. You're braver in your choices. You are not afraid to set boundaries. You have a higher self-worth and better emotional access, emotional intelligence. You know, you're coming from a place of proactive rather than reacting. You're taking more aligned action. And your future self needs a regulated you. It needs a version of you that can hold more, receive more, and expand without collapsing, without wanting to step a foot outside the cage and run back in. It wants to take that leap and go out and have this new identity and see what awaits outside that cage that you've locked yourself in, believing that I can't do this because I'm not this type of person. You can literally update your identity anytime. And when you realize that, it's so powerful. So what I want you to know today is, if you want to know your future, look at the decisions you're making today. Are you acting from your past self or your future self? And ask yourself, does this behavior belong to the person I'm becoming? If not, let's shift it. We can do tiny little shifts and they'll multiply, and identity changes one choice at a time. So if you like to journal or even just think of this, a journal prompt today to anchor your identity, ask yourself, if my future self was here right now watching my day, what would she celebrate and what would she gently want to upgrade? So this creates your instant alignment with your future self, and we're taking away any shame. We're not shaming ourselves, we're taking away shame, and our future self is us, and it wants us to do well because she depends on us to become the person and reach our full potential. So this creates this instant alignment with your future self. We're bypassing any shame. Shame is going to make us unregulated and not feel safe. We do not need that. We need to feel safe, secure, and then this activates our self-leadership. So if you want to go deeper into this work, I've basically made this course for women 40 and over. And I think it's just a great time of life when we're rethinking things and we're asking, who are we now? And so if you want to go deeper into this work, the identity rewiring, the nervous system calming, and the soul level clarity, then join me inside Human Thrive Reset. It's a 3-day identity and nervous system recalibration for women over 40. It's where you meet the woman you're becoming, not someday, but now, because you're already creating her. And let's make sure you create her on purpose. So I'm opening a beta version of the course, which means you will help me shape the future course, and you'll get it, and you'll get access to me and the course, a 30-day community supported environment for the lowest price it's ever going to be. And you'll be part of shaping this till it becomes my signature course. So thank you for listening, and take care. And remember, you are creating your future self right now. Every decision, invite your future self in. Go, right, what am I doing well today? What do I need to fix? Don't even like the word fix. Let's say upgrade. What do I need to upgrade? So remember, what is my future self being created? How is my future self being created? How am I creating her right now with every thought and every action? And choose your thoughts wisely. Thank you for listening. All the best. Bye.